10 News begins with breaking news.
A wild scene just off our coast when a Navy plane crashed into the San Diego Bay.
That plane ended up in the water, as you can see, just 3 hours ago after the pilot overshot the runway. Now, the pilot has been rescued. We begin our breaking coverage with 10 News reporter Steve Fiorina. And Steve, the pilot was on a training mission, we're told, when this crash happened.
That's right, Steve. It was a training jet out of Mississippi, a T-45C. It went off the end of the runway over there on North Island, landed in the water. We look just that yellow crane that's getting in position now to salvage that jet. We also have a picture that was shot by a woman in the area who happened to have a very good camera with a telephoto lens handy. The sounds of the ejection caught the attention of many people alongside the shoreline.
And all we heard was just like big bang, like a cannon went off.
We heard the boom. That was the explosion of the ejection seat where the pilot came out. I guess he's okay.
We heard this big noise that sounded like a cannon, and then we saw him over the water, and it was just a big orange parachute. So we didn't actually get to see the plane.
The Navy told us the aircraft was conducting routine training for carrier landing qualifications. Again, they're based out of Mississippi. No word yet on the condition of the pilot, except that he is at a local hospital where he's being observed. Again, that yellow crane being brought in there, Vessel Assist taking part in this, the local civilian crew that will attempt to salvage the plane. Live at Shelter Island, Steve Fiorina, 10 News.
Joining us now is former Navy pilot Jim Kidrick, who knows all about the plane involved in this mishap. And Jim, asking you first about his options. A pilot beginning to take off realizes there's a problem. What can they do?
Well, hopefully it's a low speed abort, that he hasn't created a lot of airspeed with the airplane. If in fact it's a high speed abort, of course things are going to start getting a little bit dicey. You know, he's going to come off on the power, he's going to start braking the airplane. And if he needs it, there's a long field arresting gear that he could actually drop the tail hook and take an arrested landing. It appears he didn't have that option, or it was simply too late and he had to punch out of the airplane before it went off the runway, which changes the vector of the ejection seat.
Jimmy, you've actually flown this plane before. You're very experienced with it. You've also flown out of NAS North Island. Just give us an idea, our viewers an idea of what it's like to be in the cockpit of this plane, what you think might have happened.
Well, the airplane is certainly a very good airplane. I flew it back in 1981 as part of the evaluation. It's been a long-time trainer, in our training command. This one comes out of Meridian, Mississippi. The other base is Kingsville, Texas. They're out here on CareQual ops, so it has a sound record. It's built through a collaboration with BAE and Boeing Company, and assembled in St. Louis. So it's really a wonderful airplane. It's hard to tell yet what the problem was. It is a single engine aircraft. Did he have an engine problem, or something that caused a loss of power on the roll?
You talked about the pilot ejecting and the angles of the ejection. When do they have to make that decision? Just how short of a period, how narrow a decision is that really for that pilot?
Well, it can happen very, very quickly. On the carrier, you need to do it before that nose of that airplane goes off that deck. If you were rolling off, you'd lost your brakes, for some reason you couldn't stop the airplane. Just like the runway here, he had to do it before he went into that water, before he went over the side of that runway, which is certainly higher than the bay.
Most important thing, he saved his life. That's the key here.
Absolutely.
All right, Jim Kidrick, thank you for your expertise.
Nice
We appreciate that.
Thanks.